Right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Yep, it's me, Alan Patterson. I'm coming to you live tonight from Logistical Nightmare Racing and for Logistical. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Yep, I'm just waiting for the servers to spin up. Timing's a little bit out here, but as soon as I can see the server and connect, I will get on. As you can see, we are here at Circuit de Catalunya in Spain, Barcelona, the awesome Circuit de Catalunya, and very tricky conditions this evening. It's wet, but it's not super wet, not like the Kyle Army 9-hour wet. It's damp, it's greasy, to the point where in practice guys were on wets and they were on dries. So not too sure how that works. Somehow they get away with both tires, but it is super slippery. And it is definitely going to provide a bit of a challenge to the guys this evening. Server's just gone live. I am on it, and need 2 seconds and have us out there. Nine minutes and some change of free practice. Right, there we go, we've got Robert just came back to the pits. Charles Stain out in one of the Boatley Bentleys. Here he is as he feels his way around. This is now a little wetter than it looked in the practice rounds, I must say. It was definitely a dry line out there. I can't see the dry line right now, but people are just coming and going in and out of the pits. Drop down a little bit. Here is Ryan Barrington Smith. It's out in his Porsche. Yeah, it's certainly, you can see the conditions are very, very tricky. Enter. But I do have all the skins. Some of them that aren't showing, I'm not too sure. I think, yep, there we go. Nice donut there. That's commonly called commentator's curse. Bad luck there. We can see Mr. Raymond Mooney. He's sitting in the pits in his V12 Aston Martin. That car makes an awesome sound, I tell you. Jacques Vermeulen, who's out in one of the almighty new M4s. Well, a whole bunch of them on the track on the weekend at Kyle Army for the 9 hours. Oh, conditions certainly look tricky. See, the YouTube channel is up and running, and we've got a couple of people watching live on YouTube, so thanks. Dom Cross, I see you there. Saying good luck tonight, lads. Gerrit Janse van Vieren in one of the big Mercs. All black liveried Mercedes AMG GT3. Makes a good sound. Seen the GT3 series live. Actually, I was lucky enough to go to Kyle Army in 2019 when the Intercontinental GT series came back to Kyle Army for the first time, and it brought goose flesh to your skin and back. It's incredible the noise that these cars make, and all of them are distinctive. Now you can hear the Nissans with the turbocharged 6-cylinder motor, the V8s of the Lexus and the Mercedes and the Bentley, and the Honda with the turbo, the Audis with the wailing V10s, and the Lambos. They're all distinct to each car. There you go, you can hear that. They've got an Audi going by. There goes the Mercedes. They make amazing sound. But we are still under free practice, although we live. Possibly the conditions might be a little less wet when we go into official quali. Not too sure how the server's been configured, but either way, it's still going to provide a substantial challenge for the drivers here. I have at the moment, yes, 5 cars on the track total, the pits and on the track. So a very good turnout this evening for LNR here in Barcelona. Yeah, traction control holding on to that Audi. And we've got a yellow flag here just at the end of the first sector. Somebody's off somewhere. See it? No, it's cleared. Probably gone back to pits. Right, have a listen to this. I'm going to try and get us up close and personal to this. We need to actually hear this to understand what a V12 used to sound like. Raymond Mooney out in the old Aston Martin DB9. This is the last of the real GT1 stroke GT3 cars, and what a magnificent sound that it really is. It's the only car in the game with a sorry, it's not. I think also the other Lamborghini that's still around, the old older model Lamborghini is also V12, but somehow Raymond manages to get this to work. He was in the car a few other races a few weeks back and was extremely quick with it, but I think that's just because of his capabilities as a driver. He is extremely good, and he's capable of making this car go really quickly around all the tracks in all the conditions. Gotta love that sound. Going down the field. Ardis Boyce in his McLaren. So he runs through T1. Back to pits. It's Quinton Smith in a stunning looking Ferrari. There, as you can see just behind him, none other than my partner in crime, Chris DeSantis. He's in the PWSR BMW M4 GT3, fresh off the track from Kyalami this last weekend. It's going to be giving it his all here tonight on a damp, greasy, but wet Circuit de Catalunya. Good luck, Chris. Wilfred Robson out in one of the default Lexus. Catches that little bit of a slide. Still a very stable and good favorite car to run, and a lot of people can get this Lexus to perform. Very easy LS motor, and car set up well. It can run both wet, dry situations. Rides the curbs well. It's a very well balanced, well behaved car. Currently in 7th place, here we have Mr. Etienne Kleb, well known from various leagues here in South Africa. Extremely quick driver, and one of the custom liveries he is running that looks amazing. Board with Etienne now in the M4 GT3. You can see track has not got as much standing water. Going to be something similar to this. There's a big slide through the final turn, which he catches. Almost the end of free practice. Then we're going to jump across into qualifying. Rain definitely looks like it's flattening a bit. The icon still show 2 rows of rain, so it's still going to rain, and it's going to rain the entire race. Race director Mr. Sean Buck says that's what it is. It's up to the drivers to behave themselves if possible, not make any contact through the first couple of laps. I think we're in for a entertaining evening this evening. Hope you guys stay with us. Feel free to comment on the YouTube channel. It's always cool to have some open comments and discussions. Good to have you guys here and watching. And hit the like button, please, and subscribe for Logistical Nightmare Racing. Always helps to grow the sport and the community that you're part of. And Barrington Smith is quick. He's on the Porsche. Watch this. And he goes first. A 152.6 in a Porsche. Very interesting. Right, everyone's jumping back to the pits. As you see, we're going to wait an official quali. We'll be spotting. A lot of new names here that I haven't seen before. Good to see. Yes, here's Mr. Cragen Carr. Cragen was also one of the PWSR drivers. He our new beginner that has joined up with a couple of leagues. Literally, he's only been in ACC for about 3 weeks, maybe a little longer, and still getting to grips with everything. But out there, and he's enjoying it, and enjoying the sport that is sim racing. Alright, let's go. Qualifying has started. We've got 10 minutes. There we go. Roman Mooney chasing that Bentley out. I think, who is it? It's Mr. Kevin Barber. Nice metallic blue Bentley. Don't bother. Might be mistaken. No, it's just the angle of the light. Nice coloured big Oakley, as it's commonly known in the sport. First to complete his outlap and official quali. We're underway. We've got 10 minutes, and there in the background you can hear Raymond Mooney's V12 Aston. There it is. Oh, what a sound. Great turnout this evening in total. In fact, we now have 26 people here. Desmond Pullen has just connected, I think, and he's on the server, sitting in the pits. Mr. Lee Pullion, yeah, he is. Very Italian looking BMW, green, white, and red. And family with Isle Bullion. I think this is yes, this is Lee's dad. That's right. It's fresh in my memory. Great to have them here with us this evening. They're racing out of the UK. Lots of names recognized here from the Kalami now. Here's Neil Kruening. Jens van Orbelen, nice white black top Ferrari 430s, still an all-round favorite. screen into broadcast mode. Go. Give us a bit of a better picture. There's Sean Skitter, also in one of the Lexus with custom livery. That looks grand. Racing Team Astra. Quinton Smith, TBC Racing, TBC Quinton. We like that turquoise flashes. Matte black camo to cut the background on the livery of the Ferrari. Some very cool looking cars here this evening. Waiting for the first fast cars. Here we go. This should be Kevin Barber. The last sector, the last final twisty bits, just before we get onto the start finish line. And right behind him there you can see Mooney's Aston Martin coming. Barber's going to be first to register quick time in the Bentley, and let's see where he is. 01 spec, yep, 56. And Mooney goes quicker, 53.5. 500's quicker, so there's our first times up. Charles Stein in a Bentley TQ Racing. Won't be next up, but there we go. Etienne Kleb now puts the BMW on the pole. Neil Gran goes quicker even. And Ryan Barrington Smith. Every driver as they go over the line is getting quicker. So 25 cars, 26 cars on the track. I've got to assume possibly that a drying line will happen a lot quicker. Gee whiz, look at the updates. Mooney was pole just now, is down in 6th. Barber 7th, dropping. Barrington Smith a 53.5, but it's super close. Cameron Drake. Anglo-Scottish E-Racing. Love it. And is and just slightly off track there, the PWS RBM keeping out of the way of the Foster cars. So great respect being shown. Neil Crennan for FRT. Very quick in the Aston Martin. The Aston Martin seems to be an all-time favourite at the moment. Very dominating performance by the guys at in the Kyle Army 9 hours. ETWR Racing, Gordon Sherritt in an Aston Martin, cleaning up field a good few laps. Nothing slow about this car. Garrett Johnson, Kieran, back Mercedes. Mooney's gone to the top. So Raymond Mooney takes the Aston up to pole, a 155, and he's 2/10 quicker than Barber, who brings the Bentley up as well. So they go back to the top of the charts. Just under 4 minutes left. Here's Mr. Buck. Good evening. Anthony, how are you, buddy? Thank you for joining us. I'm good. I am slowly recovering after an exhausting 9 hours spent in the bottom 7 or 8 positions for the entire, well, not really, 8 hours. Just couldn't really find our feet and get going. The pace was insanely fast, so big ups to everybody who took part in that race and did well. Yeah, those conditions, yeah, we struggled. Right, Ryan Barrington Smith in the Porsche. He's not standing for this. He goes tops a 52.4, so he's now sub in the 50, sub 53s. Really not too far back. Ryan Barrington Smith getting the Porsche very quickly round. Look down at the bottom what's going on. I've got some people that haven't come out. Here's Mr. Kalen Mawa. He's in the Audi, and great to see him here in a matte finished Audi. Right next to him, Desmond Pullen. Can't seem too well in that Porsche, lime green colored Porsche, and he hasn't put a time in yet. So they get up to Charles Schnee silver and black BMW M4. He is out at the moment trying to get a quick lap in, arriving on the back of that Mercedes, which is possibly going to hold him up. Or not. Ahead of him, we've also got Kyle Vandenberg, the works livery BMWs, and he gets a huge tank slapper there to turn down the traction and full mapping or ECU a little bit in the conditions. Oh, and there again, he's very loose. He's struggling with the grip here. He can at least get this thing to the line and get a time in. Gentle on the gas. Gentle through the final corner. The habit of biting you. And here we come over the line. Nope, still isn't registered, so we'll wait for him to get a lap in. So bottom 4, we have 27 people here. 2 more people joined. Great turnout this evening. Etienne Kleb now down to 9th place in the EM. Kevin Thorpe, he's back to that. Raymond Mooney. Question this livery. Has to be this man. Has to be his own mugshot on his own car. Oh, that sound. Welcome everyone on the YouTube channel. We've got 8 or 9 people watching. Thank you. And Mooney goes his 500s off Barrington's time. Raymond Mooney, Ramon. See there. Kevin Bob in the pits. He's given up. I think that's it for him. Qualifying is almost up. We have a yellow flag here in Sector 1. But he's off somewhere. That's that as far as quali goes. So Barrington Smith manages to hang on. He will be on the front row with the B12 Aston Martin. Closely followed by a Bentley and another Aston Martin of Neil Krenning. Etienne Kleb has the first of the M4 GT3s with Stradum. He's also there. And then Sean Skitty in the first of the Lexus. Jacques Vermeulen in another BMW M4 with Al Bullion. And rounding out your top 10, we've got Cameron Drake in that blue Mercedes Anglo-Scottish e-racing team. So good mix and match of manufacturers in the top 10, that's for sure. Ferraris, as you can see, seriously struggling. McLaren as well. First McLaren down there in 14th, Hardest Boyser. The Ferraris, Van Overlen in 17th and Smith 18th. They're going to have a really tough time. Look at the Audis. They're even worse. Mickelson down in 23rd at the moment. Alan Mauer, Desmond Pullen, they didn't get times in. Charles Schnee, he did get a lap done. 55.3. And so there we go. That puts him onto the on grid. Right, let's just wait for everything to kick over. Then have a look at the field on the grid. Awesome looking cars. Get the Barcelona in Spain. Been here. Stunning part of the world. Very interesting trip to get into, but went to the bar on the beach and literally bars on the beach. Guy flying his kite, stark naked on the beach. It's incredible. People, they're really very open-minded as far as that kind of stuff goes. A lot of ladies and middle-aged and older ladies, in fact, on the beach, topless and so on. Everyone's pretty free and easy going. There's no real stress. Bars on the beach, literally. I fell off the bar stool and landed on the sand. I'm exaggerating. Not on the side of the road. They're They're huts built on the beach. Warm. Mediterranean water. Just excuse the garbage and rubbish. It's a known garbage YouTube live stream channels. A lot of rubbish pops up. Usually the admins can delete it. I'm not an admin here, so I can't do anything about this, but ignore it. Grand to have everyone here and watching. We're 25 minutes away. Engines are starting, firing up. Please click on the thumbs up, click on the like button, and subscribe to Nightmare Racing. Kept up to date when they go live. The Mix and Match Championship, in fact. So Dave ZA129, good luck to everyone. This is alternating GT3, GT4s. I will be with you next week with the first round of GT4. An absolute nightmare last week to get the game going for the first round of the GT4 Championship. Turned out to be an NVIDIA driver that wouldn't let me load a British track. Mind blowing. I reinstalled the game, everything. Hugely embarrassing. Anyway, we're good to go. And drivers are starting. They are on their way out on their warm-up laps. The track looks pretty. It's damp and it's shining. There's no dry line whatsoever. So rain conditions will stay as they are. As you can see, 2 lines of rain for 30 minutes. But I think at least with this amount of cars on the track, we're going to get a drying line here. Just catching up with the admin side of things. We will be will know who has got what penalties and what reason. Close contact with live stewards. This race and this league is managed by live stewards, so I'll keep you up to date with exactly what's going on and who did what and who didn't. And those of you who are watching, feel free to bump up your resolution if you have a big enough feed stream. I am pushing out at 13 megs per second, so you can bump this all the way up to 1440 HD res. It should be crystal clear, like you're watching it as a real spectator. Very proud of what I've accomplished. Give back to our community. There you go. Sean Bingham, how are you, man? Haven't chatted to you for a while. There and shouting for Hardest Voicer. So Hardest in 14th place. He's got support. See the cars coming down the back straight towards the heavy braking hairpin bend into the final sector. Lights on, windscreen wipers are going. Going to be a hairy first lap or two. I am going to try and bring coverage from our helicopter flying overhead. Probably sit in about car 4 or 5, depending on stratum. Hopefully that'll good coverage. It's done side by side. Getting ready. Here we go. In 6th, first of the BMWs, his car. Yep, he's on the inside, up against the pit wall, so this should give us good coverage. We're getting ready. Oh, car's a little bit out of shape there in the background. I was better move over. And we're off. Any DTs on the live timing screen, but we're up and running. Aston Martin is absolutely annihilating Mr. Barrington Smith's Porsche. Huge amount of speed and pace. Hard on the brakes into T1, and there's a back ender coming from Etienne Kleb into the back of Kevin Barber's Bentley. Unfortunately missed his braking and Looks like Etienne Kleb's coming off worse for wear. He is now right at the back, as is the Porsche, which is just going around in circles. And the Bentley, oh my goodness gracious, it all went long. We can watch that replay. So they come down the main straight. Watch carefully the black BMW. It's currently in 5th. Leaves the braking too late. A little bit of a bang into the back of the Bentley, which turns the Bentley and the Porsche, and through the field they go. Everyone else takes avoiding action and does really well. So there we go. Let's go back. Timing screen. We're back. It's Raymond Mooney. He's up 2.5 seconds. Sean Spitter trying really hard to chase him down. Let my timing screens catch up with what is actually going on in the game. Full Fenty in 4th. Full Fenty in the Bentley, the big black Bentley. Got Neil Grening in the Aston Martin right behind him. So Cameron Drake, well, Cameron Drake in the light blue Mercedes, the Anglo-Scottish E-Racing. He's looking at the back of Sean Skitter. They come through the technical last sector. A little bit of dramas as expected into T1, especially in wet conditions. And poor old Etienne Kleb, I think he worked, he got the raw end of the deal besides hitting 1 or 2 cars, but he went all the way to the back. He's there down in 20th. And unfortunately, Ryan Barrington Smith was on the front row and in 22nd. It'll be good fun to watch them drive back. Let's keep an eye on them. Right, here we go. Mr. Fenton, the Bentley, settling down. Getting some good drive. Well, I'll tell you what, Neil Grening is pushing hard in the Aston. He's right there. Dave ZA, great to have you with us. Yes, Bentley misses his brake point a little bit, does Mr. Fenter. LNR Express, and Neil Grening is right there, actually looking to get up the inside of the Bentley. Inside's against it. It's a little bit too early for that kind of action. Watch them come down the back straight here. Aston Martin's right under the wing. Aston Martin's right there. Watch Neil Grening. He's looking for the inside line. Side's against it. Oh, the BM just behind there. That was C. Vandenberg. He almost ran into the back of the green BMW of Neil Bullion. So he got away with a get out of jail free card. And Vandenberg, that was a panic grab and could exit stage right at the end of the back straight, but make contact. All over the back of Neil Bullion right now is the BMW of Kyle Vandenberg. Bentley's getting a run. The BMs, watch the BMs here into the braking zone. Oh, Neil Bullion, he also runs through his braking zone, and that's allowed Kale to go around the inside. Neil cuts the line. Got to get the position back, which he does. He's going to lose 2 positions for running through T1, T2, T3. That's got Gerrit Janssen van Vieren in the Mercedes up next to him, and he does take the position away. So bad luck there, Niall. Ferraris are improving, let me tell you what. Look here, Jens van Oberlin up into 9th place. They were right down at the back of the grid. Sorry about all the garbage, guys. And chart behind them, Ardis Boyser, here he is in the McLaren. He literally followed Vermeulen's BMW. Oh, and that Ferrari's up the inside of the McLaren. That's a rough place to go side by side. Yeah, just excuse the garbage on the YouTube feeds. Thanks everyone for joining us and watching this evening. You're watching the Logistical Nightmare Racing GT3. This is round, I think it's round 2. we go into third sector. Jumping around going on here. Kale in his VM was very wide around that top corner. Going down at the bottom, look at Neil Creenan. Trying to find the closest deltas, trust me. Drop, oh, and there's a 15-second further back for Sean Stradham. 21st. I can pick up what happened there. Don't have anything yet, but I will be told exactly what it was for. Let you know what it was. It'll be a avoidable contact for sure for Sean Stradham, so expect that he had a drama somewhere along the line. 17th place, let's go look at Charles Schneer. Look at this, side by side through T1 with the Porsche Brian Barrington-Smith, who's on his drive back. So from the back he's up to 18th, and he is pushing. He is with Etienne Kleb and looking up the inside now, trying to, and goes past. So Brian Barrington-Smith going like a man possessed in the Porsche. Oh dear, Vierlin also 5 seconds. Here we go, got some notifications. Car 394 being Sean Stradham. That was the start of the race. Lap 1 T1 incident, and car 39, that's for Merlin in the BMW, a 5-second penalty, as you can see, in 10th place. That was for easily avoidable contact. We did miss it, unfortunately. See what transpires with the Etienne Kleb thing. It might already have been, stewards might have felt that his punishment was going to the back of the grid for what happened, but did unfortunately take out one or two other cars. Right, Brian Barrington, he's going, he is on his way back up to the front. Raymond Mooney doing what he does, usually races with the Simracing Masterclass, ZAS's team. As you can see, 5 seconds up the road from Skitter. Going. Unfortunately, Kevin Barber has disconnected from Serber. He was got collected in Bentley. He's just decided to can it for the evening. Bad luck. Here you can clearly see the dry line now. It's starting to develop. So this is what was going on in practice. The guys were almost being able to run dry tires on a wet track. You can see in the top right corner the weather clearly states it's wet, but guys are apparently putting in times with the dry tires, so we shall see. 22nd place, P. Dupree in his Bentley, car number 89, gets a 5-second penalty, and car 39, it's Helen. It can't be, that is car 89. 5-second avoidable contact. Oh, it's a double, so avoidable contact again for Helen. So he's having a tough time of it out there. Back there on Barrington, he's all over the back of Chris DeSantis. Chris defending down the back straight into the hairpin, runs deep, and Ryan sells him one, goes up the inside, the undercut pass, textbook overtake, and almost spins it. Chris managing to hang on in 13th place for PWSR, and trying to hold back Niall Bullion in his BMW and the rest of the field. Ryan Barrington screaming along in the Porsche, already up into 14th place after 5 laps. Now onto their 6th lap, I think. So, starting their 5th lap. So from the back of the grid, that's some impressive driving. Stewards, car 89, also 5-second penalty for avoidable contact. That's for P. Dupree down in 21st. Thank you, Steward. Right, Sean Skitter all on his own in the Lexus in 2nd place, having a super lonely race. He is now 5 seconds behind Raymond Mooney. 3rd place, Cameron Drake. not that far back. The big Mercedes, 3.3 seconds. Fourth place, Neil Krenin, Aston Martin, and then Paul Venter in his BMW. This LNR Express should be a big, bright black and yellow Bentley, but he's obviously changed the folder structure on his computer, or selected the wrong skin as to what he submitted. I've got all these skins. That is not his car, not the right skin. Hail Vandenberg in 6th place, hanging on in first of the BMWs. This is one of the works liveries. It's LNR Pace, Logistical Nightmare Racing Team Pace. Here at Janssen van Vieren, just behind him in the black Mercedes, also Logistical Nightmare. Not sure what sub-team. And then Jens van Werbelen in 8th place in the first of the Ferraris. Great drive back. The Ferraris, they were right down there. That's for Merlin. Boy's in a huge pile of trouble. He hit the sand coming out of T1, up against the pit wall, and Quinton Smith has just sailed past in the other Ferrari. And just behind, we've got another overtake happening. It's Kleb going up the inside of Hardest Voices McLaren. Oh, and now Ryan Barrington Smith is there. Side by side. Through the long right-handed T3, super tricky corner. Ryan Barrington trying to hang on to the back of Etienne Kleb. That is still the repercussions of T1 incident. Now gets past Hardest. Hardest doing great in 12th place. Ryan Barrington just taking on. It's going past Etienne Kleb's BMW. On board the Porsche. Here we are with Ryan Barrington Smith. Literally driving like a man possessed. Here he comes up to this is Hardest Voice. This is another BMW. That's for Merlin's BMW. Outbrakes himself at the end of the straight. Oh, there's a whole lot of drama back there. Let's go and see what happened. Look at the helicam. I'll pick that up. It was Etienne Kleb. Oh, let's go back 30 seconds. So glad the replay is working. Here we go. Etienne Kleb behind the Porsche, as you can see. Hardest Boyser, the BM just up ahead of them. Porsche goes up the inside. Etienne Kleb does a send up the inside, and the black BM gets contacted. He hits Etienne Kleb, and they go round for a little 360 whirly twirly. Unfortunate. And a lot of the field goes right by. Go back with you. Etienne Kleb all the way back down to 20th place. It will be a penalty because that was a bit of avoidable contact. At BMW, back one. Oh. Etienne Kleb in the pits. It was with Wilfred Robson. Here he is, unfortunately, in the LNR car. It's a Lexus. It wasn't a BMW. Wilfred Robson, who just put sideways, and that caused the drama. He stayed out, but Etienne Kleb's in the pits. Going back to the back of the grid is our man Craig Clark. And he is he's out there and doing it. This is his second competitive race in his life. ACC. He's lapping. He's doing it. Well done, Craig. Don Cross, agree totally, man. Hello, Jason. Thanks for joining me, buddy. Bertus, how's it? Friends here. Right. So back up to the sharp end. We are 44 minutes of this race left. Raymond Mooney screaming around the track in the 12 Aston Martin. 5 seconds up the road from Sean Skitter, who hanging on to that gap in 5 seconds for a fair number of laps. There he is. I think Raymond Mooney's just managing it at the moment. Third place, Cameron Drake in the Mercedes-Benz Anglo-Scottish E-Racing. And just behind him, Neil Crennan doing very well for Team FRT. Here we go. I've got another penalty. Car 39. That's for Merlin. Another penalty. That's avoidable contact, and the stewards have written again. That's 3 in a row for that poor man. Jacques Vermeulen not having fun. No, hang on. I think it was him who had this spin. Sorry, it was Jacques Vermeulen who did the turnaround. It wasn't Wilfred Robson. It was a BMW. We got that straightened out. Apologies. Jump cross for sure. Stewards, they're throwing red cards left, right, as you can see. Up ahead here, we've got side-by-side action. It's Lexus and Bentley. The Dupree, the Robson. Desmond Pullen in the lime green Porsche. He's up and running, having not qualified, so also a bit of a drive back from the back of the grid. Bit of a scrappy second-hand looking BMW here of Niall Bullion in the head. Made some heavy contact with that car, and the whole bonnet is up and buckled. He's still out there fighting against the pit stop. I wonder if we're actually going to see any pit stops here, or if people are going to just run. Sean, maybe you can confirm. I'm not 100% sure if you've set this up as pit stop or not. Right, up to 11th, Ardis Boyser doing well in the, the super slippery McLaren. Look at behind there, what is going on? There, it's Krista Santos side by side. Oh, careful there, lad. It's going side by side with Charles Schneer. No, Charles taken the position away. It's Sean Stradham, there he is. Sean Stradham running a Logistical Nightmare Racing BMW, and it's a good looking car, let me tell you. Gonna get a close up on this livery. BMW Motorsport Logistical Nightmare Racing, Simracing GP. Look at that mix on the flag. Really nice stuff here. Oh, and he's having a huge dice with Krista Santos. Follow them round here with the auto drone. This is the PWSR drone that we're now in. Hard braking into the hairpin. Chris nails the braking. A little wide. Oh, Sean gets huge drive. He's on the inside. Pass is done and dusted. Thank you very much. Game over. Helmet came with Sean. Pass completed. Looking in the mirrors, you can see he's, Chris is just there or thereabouts. Sean carrying a 15-second penalty, which is going to add to his racing time. Hang on, I've lost. Oh, no, I haven't. Wait a minute. Mr. Santos. Here he is. And he's in 14th place now. Right. Fenter. Closing in here. Look at this. It's not. Ryan Barrington Smith, in fact, has just gone past Paul Fenter. So, Ryan Barrington Smith all the way up into 8th place already. It is. Thanks, man. Yeah, 100%. It's one of those tuned up drones, buddy. Jeez, almost spat that out. Right, on Barrington Smith, this is damage control, but now he's got a whole bunch of traffic. I'm sure he's going to just deal with these cars one by one. First, in his sights, we've got Jens van Oeverlin in the Ferrari has managed to get himself all the way up to 7th after all the early dramas. Ryan Barrington-Smith taking it really easy here. Got to pick his passing very cleverly so that he does it the least amount of drama. Doesn't make any contact or any unnecessary contact. Ferrari super close and Ryan sails up the inside. Oh, ow. Moves hard on the brakes through the left-right chicane. Force everybody to slow down chicane that they added to the track. And on we go. So Ryan Barrington goes up into 7th place. And we're now 38.5 minutes left. Next on his agenda will be dealing with Van der Berg, who is trying to deal with Vincent van Vieren's Mercedes. While they're busy dicing, as you can see, BMW's all over the place, and Ryan Barrington arrives at a huge pace. Settles the car down. The BMW is a little bit squirrely, and you can see it. It's coming up the inside. The Porsche is going to just sail through. Actually, it's not. BM's trying to defend. Van den Berg trying to hold on to the position. Ryan's next to him. It's a great drive. Ryan's got the traction control, everything set properly. Late on the brakes, and that pass is done. Stay with us because it's just one after the other. It's relentless. It's actually outrageous if you think about it. The man got collected. Oh, we've got cars in the pits. Al Bullion, and Vermeulen in the pits. There's obviously pit rules in this race, sure. And their times, their penalties will also be added to their pit stops. So all penalties should be cleared when the pit stops happen. Oh yeah, there we go. So we've got the yellow and green. Right, Ryan Barrington, he's up the inside of the Mercedes. So that's 3 cars in a lap. That's the pace of it, man. He's got a bit of a gap up ahead. 7 seconds to break in the next Mercedes. Down to 13th place. We've got Sean Stradham. Stradham having a huge dice with Mr. Schneer. These 2 BMWs have been added for most of the race. There's Mr. Santos just behind, so there's 3 of them here. No question, Berries is on a mission. Did very well in the Kyle Army 9 hours. I'll tell you what, that was a challenging race. Everybody involved. Super proud of my little team of aliens that managed to scrape together a second. Considering the field that they were up against, those 2 youngsters did exceptionally. That's not if, it's when. Radom is closing in on Schneer. BMWs are going to be at each other shortly. Oh, just up ahead we got Boyser, and we have Quinton Smith in the other Ferrari, that nice turquoise Ferrari with the black camo pattern work on it. Also got that Ferrari up into the top 10. So race pace, the Ferraris are good. Right, here we go. Sean Stradham, he's looking, he's trying to work this out. We're going to an aerial cover. Helicopter view, and jeez, he can't get much closer than that. Schneer holding the inside line, now moves out for braking. Stradham down the outside, now tries to cut back up the inside, is up the inside, and that is another textbook pass. Some exceptional driving going on here, and good respect being shown by all the drivers. As I said that, it looked like he was, Schneer was almost going to drive into the back of that BM, but yep, giving each other great respect and sufficient space to have a good dice. 35 minutes left, and we do. Van Oeverlin, the Ferrari, comes in. There he is in the pits. So compulsory pit stops are required in this race, and some drivers taking them. Berg, 7th place. Bosch is out in the BMW around this long T3. is such a tough corner. You've got to keep the nose of the car in up against the apex, otherwise it just pushes up. He's in a big race here with Janssen van Vieren and Mercedes. In our pace, and right there behind them it's Paul Fent in the Bentley. Right, just keeping an eye on Barrington. He was 7 point something seconds back, he's now 5 seconds back. So we'll get to Drake. Will he get to Groening and the podium positions? We will see. But talk about a demonstration of what is commonly called damage control. You're looking at it in this race. Oh, who just sailed through? Who was there? It was Van Vieren. It is. He went the long way around. He just completely missed that. Have a look. Short on the replay, but he's going around the new track, and he comes back on, so he missed that completely. Back to your live coverage, and Paul Venter right here with Vandenberg in the BMW. Oh, look at that drifting wind diesel style. I think he's good pace into the braking zone. BMW is moving around, I tell you. Venter coying millies, as he likes to put it. Does get this Bentley around very quickly. And now he's sending it up the inside. Is he far enough? He is. He misses the braking point and the BM undercuts. Look at that. He all the way past, goes through Vandenberg, does get the braking point, undercuts and back under the inside of the Bentley. Good stuff, man. Big stiff in the back of that Bentley. Right, Dos Santos in the pits, Robson in the pits, from 15th and 16th respectively. Mercedes of Janssen van Vieren are closing back up on the back of Venter. There's a good dice going on here. We've got 4 cars, well, 3 cars in it. Schneer's BM on the back of Sean Stradham, as we can see that delta's quite close. I'll jump around to bring you the closest and best action as you can see it, and the working replays. And that's strange, they just didn't trust that on the Kalami 9-hour race. There was a long bit of deliberation happening before you actually saw the replays of various incidents we did see. So, right, Paul, off he goes. Let's look at Hardest Voicer. Is he in 12th place? Oh, that car, there's 2 in the pits, so that gap is diminished to nothing. Going a little bit back down. Wade Robson done his pit stop. Lonesome 21st place down at the bottom, pulling with his Porsche as well. Van Oeverlin, he hasn't pitted yet, right at the back in the Ferrari. Doing quite well just now. I don't know, still out, so he must have had a huge drama somewhere. Up to 7th, Gerrit Janssen van Vieren, the big black Mercedes. Again, closing in on the back of Venter's Bentley. They have a lap BMW just behind them. 3 BMs in the pits. Vandenberg, Stradham, Schneer. Yeah, so Mooney definitely managing this gap. He was 5 seconds up the road. It's now down to 4.4. Going as can. Raymond's just monitoring that gap. Nothing much else going on there. Have a look at that. Drives through. Mr. Schneer, he was too quick out the pits. Schnur's just left the pits. There he is. He probably hit... we didn't hit the pit limiter in time coming in, but that's a drive through. It's going to now have to go back in. See the blue tint inside of that cockpit. Yeah, the language that's coming out that man's mouth right now. Bad luck, old chap. On Barrington Smith, here he is, and he is right here. 7 seconds down to nothing in the space of 2.5 laps. Sorry guys, just ignore the rubbish spam. Those serious trolls, some automated system that hits all of our streams. Ryan manages to apply just enough subconscious pressure that the driver can see him and then misses his braking point, and that's it, it's done. Up the inside of the Merc. He goes, they're in the middle sector through Barcelona. Mercedes, there's nothing he can do. Unfortunately, brake, done and dusted. Push onwards and upwards. Leave Bullion into the pits from 13th place. Right, we're 28 minutes left, and Ryan has 4 seconds to make up to Neil Brennan. That's going to happen. Neil Brennan, here he is in the final sector. There's the Porsche just behind him. There you can see it. Going past that slow Ferrari. And the Aston of Brennan comes into the pits. Ryan follow? He doesn't. So, Ryan into the points positions, well, the podium position, sorry, that's what I was looking for. Back up to 3rd from the front row of the grid, and getting a unlucky punt in T1. Exceptional driving in the conditions, super skilled, and with a rear-engined GT Porsche. Mercedes is hanging on for dear life, I must say. I don't think Drake will get a chance to go back at him. Right, Mr. Schneer's got 3 laps to serve that drive-through. He must have already done 1 lap. He does have to go in at some point. Brennan still in the pits from 6th in Aston. First of the top 10 guys to top. And there it's completed, and he's leaving the pit now. So Mooney, 17 laps, 4.4 seconds to lead from Skitter. Sean Skitter is managing that, or driving flat out in the Lexus. Try and close that gap. I think it's more Mooney who's managing that. Etienne Kleb into turn 1 on the outside. Okay, sorry man, could be my mistake. A little odd on the replay. Him. Yep, apologies. Him next to you, so on Stradham that did the unnecessary tap. Sorry, Etienne. Correct. From the helicopter view now. Yeah, sorry, buddy. Why are you talking to me on YouTube? Have you dropped out? Yeah, alright, I know you had another contact just now, so look at this, the Mercedes is up the inside of Barrington Smith, so Drake certainly trying, managed to come past, so these guys are dicing. No, that was just bad luck, Etienne. I did see the second contact on the end of the back straight by the hairpin. I guess it was after that one you called it quits. Bad luck, but yes, and that's how Sean Straden got the penalty, time penalty. So that was contact in T1. Good one. Here we go. We're all clear. Sean Straden, you naughty boy. He's currently in 13th. Ryan Barrington, and there we go. Mooney into the pits from the lead. Barrington all over the back of this Mercedes. Mercedes goes into the pits. Ryan back up into third place. And look what's going on a little bit further back here. Wayne Robson. Wilfred Robson, beg your pardon, in the Lexus. And he is closing in on Niall Bullion. Niall's fitted and had the repairs done to that BMW, so everything sorted on the front end of that. And Drake and Fenty into the pits from 4th and 5th. And Mooney's leaving the pits. Goes out in 3rd place. Charles Schnee, here he is in 20th in his BMW. He is right under the wing of Vermeulen's BMW. I was having a good dice. Sean Buck has it straight, him has pedals. Oh, look at that, all sideways for Jacques Vermeulen. There we go. Coming. Oh, 6.95 second unsafe pit entry. So that's for hardest voice in the McLaren. Unfortunate for that man. Thank you, Mr. Stewart. Go back up ahead and have a look. Here's Sean Skitty. Comes in. Here's back with him. Yeah, I think he nailed it. I think he did have the brakes on for the first line. You can see there's 2 lines there. So comes into the pits. And Ryan Barrington also. And there behind the Ferrari as well, coming into the pits. Looking a little scuffed, but that's from all the dramas he had. Get this pit stop done as quickly as he can. Raymond Mooney. Here he comes. Through the final twisties. He'll re-inherit the lead. So Greer is in 4th place just behind him, carrying that 5-second penalty. He hasn't pitted. Still got to go in. Oh, you gotta love that car. Love that sound. I so miss the GT1 cars. I went to Spa 2008 and Aston Martin and Maserati MC12s. Those are the big V12s that scream around the GT1 series. And the throbbing V8s, which C8 and the Celine S7R. What an experience. Spa 24 hours. Incredible. Right. Mr. Skitty is out. And in 2nd place. Gone through the first sector. Ryan Barrington Smith is just through E3. So that gap 14 seconds. Here we go. So with 20 minutes to go, let's see if we can, if Ryan Barrington Smith can close in on Sean Skitter by a tune of 14.5 seconds. Neil Krenning is right behind him there, you can see in the Aston Martin. So Neil doing a great job and keeping himself out of drama. There the pit window's closed. So Mr. Dupree in 8th place. Okay, he's in the pits now. He's just made it. Mr. Carr, shame Craig. Yeah, he has missed the pit window. Reagan. Here he is, a beginner driver, and I don't think he's probably in comms with Chris, and he probably missed that whole email that went around. But he unfortunately can't pit now, so he's going to have a penalty. Neil Crennan in the Aston Martin, 1.2 seconds off the back of Ryan Barrington. Should Ryan have a drama, Neil Crennan's going to capitalize and take advantage. Sean Stradon in 11th place. He's super close with was. Where did that go? There he is. Chris DeSantis obviously went off through that quick right-hander, and Stradon goes past DeSantis. Look at that. Sean Stradon struggling to deal with the undulations and hits that curve quite severely. Manages to hang on. Update from race stewards. A 74 5-second penalty for avoidable contact. Oh, that's Ryan Barrington Smith. Must have accidentally tapped somebody, so avoidable. It must be a rear end. It's only a 5-second penalty. That's not going to help his cause. Happening here. Sean Skitter's in the lead. So he missed this, but he managed to get by Mr. Mooney right there. Ryan Barrington, third place, trying to make up those 13.5 seconds to what was then Sean Skitter. I was almost side by side through here. Going over the curves they are, to be careful. Watch the power and the speed of the Aston Martin. Looking into the straight. It's 1.2 kilometers long, and the Lexus held its own down there. Right, fair enough. I don't think the Aston was close enough, but a lot of Dyson going on here, that's for sure. What happened? Either way, we're in for an awesome ending. We've got just under 17 minutes to go. And the rain is persistent, just this constant drizzle happening. But there's a little bit of a dry line out there. Both of the drivers look a bit squirrely as they go through that little left-right flick. Into the long back straight, down to the hairpin, hard braking, the big overtaking point. Bitter. Nails the braking point. He's right under his wing. In. On the straight we go. I think he's close enough. More cylinders. And no, get there. Jeez, that Lexus hauls. Good speed down the long Barcelona. So good race we've got going on here. Let's just drop back to 6. Paul Fenter in a second of the Drake Mercedes. Close enough. Rest of the field pretty well spread out, I must say. So at the moment, Mooney, the closest dice on the track, we're going to stick with them. Sean Skitter definitely watching the mirrors. In considering we had Mooney up the road by 5 seconds beginning of the race. Okay, fair enough, Skitter wasn't at the same part of the track when he managed to get away, but could he be just managing this gap? Is he having fun with Sean? Actually holding Mooney at bay, fair and square? That's the question. No. Onside. Skitter's good through there. He's really good through that last sector. Nails the last turn as well. Perfectly on the apex. If anything, is extending the gap on that Aston Martin. He won that go. Forward with Raymond Mooney. See how much work he's putting into the steering wheel. That pretty loose at the end. Loose. Aston Martins. That's what fast cars are loose. I can't drive cars like this. Look at Kieran's wheel inputs and how much oversteer and oversteering input they're putting in to control the car. That's why they're quick. That's why Mooney's quick. Skitter's probably doing the same thing in the Lexus. Maybe not as much, but does a putting on a huge display considering how slick the conditions are. And see a racing line, but certainly not dry. I doubt anybody's out there on dry tires, to be fair. Barrington Smith, that gap now 7.4 seconds. Gran is into third place, so Barrington Smith had a drama somewhere. Neil Grenning's got the Aston up into third place, and we missed that. Look at the Aston. Oh, Mooney up the inside. They make contact. When he catches, that is incredible. Holds on to that, doesn't turn around. Onwards they go, but a little bit of contact there. That might either be probably going to be a racing incident. Let's see. Mooney's pushing. He did get close that time, and all of a sudden Skitter's now watching in his mirrors. He can not only see, but he can hear that Aston Martin. Up the side as they're going to T4. He's going all the way around the outside is Mooney. Wow, that's a different line, and look at the drive he got out of there. He made that look very easy. Mooney back into first place. Some great driving. Skitter is going to hang on. Hopefully, higher similar pressure and see if we can get that back. They're down to 10 minutes in this race. Got a race control. Here we go, car 13 and 11. That was regarded as a racing incident in T1. Nobody got turned around. Mooney managed to catch it, and some great car control by both drivers. There we go. Spitter pushing. Brennan clean into third place. All on his own. On Barrington, 6.5 seconds back. In some traffic, I guess, but it's in traffic at the moment in the push. Aaron runs a little wide. Ryan carrying, still carrying some front end damage. Oh, that's fresh damage that happened. With the 5-second penalty added to his race time, he is net 11 seconds off the back of Brennan. I don't think he did a repair. Honest, I don't think so. Be mistaken. Looking further back, 10th place in the Ferrari. He is now having a big dice here with Sean Stratham up ahead of him in the BM. Alan Mauer, haven't heard much of him. In 13th place, last in the Wailing Audi 10-cylinder, and he is all over the back of Mr. Pullen. So this a diceful position, 12th place. Keep my eyes peeled on the gaps up and down the grid. Alan Mauer definitely can get this Audi around the track quickly. They're all doing very well in these conditions. Closes in on the back of Pullen's Porsche. Down the back straight, Pullen hits a bit of the sand, which isn't going to help. So he's outbraked himself. Kalen nails the braking point. Pullen definitely outbraked himself. He's going to try and drive back on the track. Kalen's got the position and the pass is done. Little bit of outbraking happening on the back straight and hairpin, and a favourite overtaking point for a number of the drivers. So Kalen moves up into 12th place with 6.5 minutes left. Barrington again slowly closing down this gap. It's now 10.9, 11 seconds off the back of Nick Brennan. But Sean Spitter done with the Raymond Mooney. They had some traffic there. Speed out the way, and Sean Spitter within a second still on the back of Mooney's Aston Martin. Awesome picture. Gotta love this game. Quality in the graphics and the raindrops and the glistening on the track. Amazing. If you guys are enjoying the stream, again, just ignore the rubbish and spam. Sorry about that. Nothing we can do about it. I'm sure YouTube are working on something. You know, I think there'd be like a little something that says, you know, none of this or none of that. If you haven't seen it, you haven't found it. This gap growing again, so that was probably a bit of traffic. Back to Ryan Barrington. This gap coming down. It's now 10 seconds on the nose to Neil Kreenen. Stain is Bentley. EQ Racing looking up ahead. Carl Schnee in the BMW. That's pretty close on track. So nice is happening all the way up and down the field. Points to be had, so you've got to try and make up positions wherever you can. Enter gets with half a second of into break. Have a look. Cameron Drake always under pressure. Clinton's got a huge little bit of turn of speed going on here into the back straight. Down to the hairpin they come. Both drivers nailing their braking points. Mercedes is wide. Venter can't capitalize, but Drake definitely feeling the pressure there. Missing his braking point by a meter or two. We're also through the chicane. He's got a drama there. He had to miss that, so if he might have got a off-track warning. But look at the Bentley's horsepower. It's already out of the slipstream, up against the pit wall. Paul Venter, he will be on the inside into the braking point. Last of the late breakers, they both climb on the brakes. Mercedes comes right across the bows of the Bentley and takes the racing line. Good racing going on there. Oh. Barrington's that gap now 2.2 plus 5, 7. Was 11, so it's taken 4 seconds out of Neil Brennan. 3 minutes to go. I don't think he's got enough time. Venter can feel that 5th position. Up to the back straight now. They're going to the left right flick. That's the fast right hand onto the back straight and then down to the hairpin. That's where the Cameron Drake outbrakes himself. Look how close Paul Venter is. We're going to go to the helicam here. Definitely going to send it. Drake is staying on the middle of the track. Now Paul looks up the inside. Hard on the brakes. Throws a... What actually went there? The Mercedes. I think it was a little bit of a netcode glitch, but he went right back underneath the Bentley. So Paul was up the inside, but outbraked himself because of the line he took, and Mercedes managed to cut right up under the inside. Jeez, like he went right through the Bentley there for a second. On they go. Let's go and see. Some problems going on here for sure. See these up. Breaking into T1. Good. Jeez, how late does he leave his braking? There's the Bentley. Go. Now that is darting and zipping around on track. Gonna have to keep about him. Not gonna look good from his point of view, and he doesn't really know where the Mercedes is. Contact. On Barrington Smith's 1.5 seconds plus 5, so the gap's now 6.5. With just under a minute left. They're pushing hard. Rory's been going hammer and tongs. There's the Aston. That's the actual gap plus 5 seconds. So, Sean Brennan realizes and knows that because he can see the penalty. It's got to be there or thereabouts, even if Van Barrington Smith gets past him. Going to hang on to 3rd. About 20 seconds left. Where is our leader, Raymond Mooney? Just started the last lap, so here we go. Raymond Mooney, I think he is UK based. Scooter, not too far back there, as you can see, 1.4 seconds. Lucrenan in 3rd place, 20 seconds back, and Ryan Barrington is right on him. Gap now down to a second. They carry on round. Venter. Also a big gap here, 9 tenths between him and Drake. Good show of driving skills in these conditions by all the drivers, but Raymond Mooney especially should be winning this race. Really dramatic happens in the last sector of the race. down the back straight and the braking hairpin. Last time we had a moment there. On the top end of the newly added chicane system, cars and likes to slow down. That BMW, that's Al Billion's BMW again, terrible. Getting super close as they go onto the start-finish line. And over the line we go. Mooney takes first place. Skitter takes second place. Couldn't have been closer than that, but I think he was just having a bit of fun. Great racing. Third place, Neil Crennan. Here he is. Barrington's getting right under the wing, but 5-second penalty. It's going to be in fourth, irrespective. Neil Crennan takes third, dashes away with the lights. Porsche comes over for fourth place. Well done to Ryan Barrington-Smith. A long, hard drive back from the back of the grid. Cameron Drake over the line for fifth. Fence. Paul Fenton takes sixth place. Gerrit Janssen van Vieren takes seventh. We have Kyle Vandenberg. Here they come around the final turn, managing to hold on with the BMW over Sean Stradham. They come over for 8th and 9th respectively. Quinton Smith, yeah, he comes through the chicane in his Ferrari. Very slowly. Letting that go. Oh, must be a line photo finish with the Ferraris. Go. Mr. Santos, he comes over for 11th place. Great drive, Christopher. EWSR car coming over in 11th. Desmond Pullen, the Porsche, over the line for 12th. Kalen Mawe in the Audi comes over for 13th place. Wilfred Robson in the Lexus, here he is. And Otis Boyser, fortunately carrying a 5-second penalty. So Charles Schneer, who is in 16th, will inherit that 15th place. There they go. So that's it as far as this race goes. Have a look at results. There's our official results. Mooney 32 laps and 61 minutes, just over an hour, minute, 30 seconds worth of racing. And pretty much all the way down to 16th place, all on the same lap. Good consistent driving by most of the almost the whole field. Unfortunate incidents with Sean Stradham's contact on T1 to Kevin Barber's Bentley. Did mistakenly say it was Etienne Kleb's BMW, but he was caught out on the outside of T1 with that incident. He went to the back with Ryan Barrington-Smith, and during his drive back also got collected again. Unfortunate Etienne. Ryan Barrington managing to hold on to Porsche, drove back all the way from the back of the grid, and he got up to fifth place. Right, here we go. Thank you to everybody on the YouTube channel. John Cross, thanks buddy, and thanks very much. Glad you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for joining us. As I say, I will be back next week. That is the GT4 race. I really can't get to grips with the little GT4s. I don't like them, and I have contracted to LNR for a season's worth of streaming. So I'll be back next week, Tuesday. Come join us again. Let's have some friendly chats and banter on the YouTube channel. I look forward to seeing you here again. Thanks, Ashley. All good, man. Anthony, thanks, buddy. And thanks to everybody for joining us. And don't forget to subscribe. Join Logistical Nightmare Racing, as well as all the other leagues we have, and see you on the track very shortly. From me, Alan Patterson, it's good night and goodbye.